What is up, geeks of YouTube? I am Damien.
I am Tracy.
And welcome to our fantasy life.
Today, we're bringing you our top 5 picks for Nintendo Switch releases coming out in July.
But until then, check out our theme music. So first up this month, we have Skulls of the Shogun Bonafide Edition.
Skulls of the Shogun was originally released all the way back in 2013 for Windows by 17-Bit Games. Since then, the game has come to multiple platforms, even Windows Phone and Ouya, and is now coming to the Nintendo Switch.
In Skulls of the Shogun, you take on the role of General Akamoto, Japan's mightiest samurai general, who met an untimely end at the hands of a mysterious assassin. You must help General Akamoto make his way through the afterlife, gaining followers and prestige as you go, and ultimately capture the Skulls of the Shogun.
This game is a quirky, turn-based system that doesn't take itself too seriously. Mixing humor with some surprisingly deep gameplay mechanics, Skulls of the Shogun looks like it will be the perfect fit for the Switch. The art style holds up well for a 6-year-old game, and reviews for other ports of the game have been overwhelmingly positive, with Joystick giving the game a perfect score.
The version coming to Switch is the Bonafide Edition, which adds 4 campaign levels, a new character, new multiplayer levels, and a developer commentary track. The Switch port also features a new island featuring persistent troops and the Tanuki Monk. Look for Skulls of the Shogun on the Nintendo eShop on July 11th. So Skulls of the Shogun, what do we like about this one?
I really picked this one out of the lineup because as soon as I started watching the video for it, I think it hooked me on the humor part of it. Yeah. It also
really funny.
Kind of reminds me of that one game that we first started playing when we first started dating. Do you remember that game?
No.
It's really funny.
Is it the little Tiny Gods or Island? What was the name of it? Oh my gosh, I can't remember.
No, not Pocket Gods.
Pocket God.
Castle Crashers.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the art style looks very similar.
It looks really similar to that, but not only that, it was super funny, especially with, like, spoiler alert at this point, I guess. I don't know. The ugly princess at the end and everything.
I don't know if it counts as a spoiler. I mean, it's like a 27-year-old game at this point. I might have that slightly wrong.
I don't think it's that old, because then we're really old. I don't want to be that old. And if anyone from Behemoth is watching this, please, we want more. We want more Castle Crashers. I never got the Purple Knight, which I'm extremely upset about. The Pink Knight was obviously my favorite.
Love the Pink Knight.
I love that one. You did like the little peace sign with the rainbows jumping. But anyway, back to this game. That's what it reminds me of, though, is because it looks really funny. Like, they added a lot of humor into it.
Well, and it seems like another game that has a lot of longevity to it. Like, these kind of quirky, irreverent, humor-based games seem like they last a lot longer.
Yeah.
Because I actually, when I searched for this game online to do the research, one of the first reviews I found for it was from Total Biscuit from 6 years ago. So so that was kind of nice to revisit his channel and kind of see some of his older content. But he gave the game pretty glowing reviews as well.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. So that is Skulls of the Shogun Bonafide Edition coming to the Switch on July 11th. So next up we have Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Following on the heels of the wildly successful Dragon Quest Builders, Dragon Quest Builders 2 takes everything that was great about the first game and expands on it. Along with making the game larger, Dragon Quest Builders 2 adds co-op, as you can now play with up to 3 other players via local wireless or online on the Isle of Awakening. Some new content includes fast travel, swimming, dashing, gliding, and first-person perspective gameplay. You can also save your favorite creations using the magic pencil.
Like the first game, the sequel isn't just about building and crafting. You'll also have to defend your creations against hordes of memorable Dragon Quest monsters. Craft weapons, armor, and more to defend your town or city and keep your dwellers safe.
If you played through the first Dragon Quest Builders game, Dragon Quest Builders 2 will reward you with additional recipes like the Legendary Builder's outfit and the Dragon Lord's throne. The game will also be expanded further with future DLC and a Season Pass. The Season Pass costs roughly $21 and includes 4 DLC packs, which can also be purchased separately. Lastly, there's a pre-order DLC bonus, the Knick Knack Pack, which is the first of the DLC packs that will be available at launch.
So Dragon Quest Builders 2. I don't have to ask, but why do we like this one?
Oh my goodness. So I was one of the ones that played the first one. I played that one like crazy. That's another game that I soaked a lot of hours into.
Yes.
I love these types of games.
Yeah, you were really good at that game. Like, because I tried playing it a little bit, and
Really?
like you just knew things about the. Maybe just because you had put more hours into
Yeah.
it. But like, yeah, you just knew how to craft things. You knew how to build things. Like, yeah, you got
The
really good
final
at that.
boss got to me quite a bit.
Yes.
So that took me a couple of tries.
Yeah, I remember that.
But ultimately, I had a blast with this game. I liked the end portion of it. I loved being able to go back to your other ones. And I remember loading up my other chapters and showing you like all the towns that I built up, and I was so proud of them all.
Yeah, and they were so cool. Like it really is like just building your own little Dragon Quest town.
Yeah.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, I was definitely excited to hear that a second one was coming out. When I first heard that they're making the world larger, I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to take forever to get anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then they showed like, oh, you have a paraglider now, so you can like soar through everything. And I was like, that's going to make everything so much easier. I'm super excited for that.
It sounds like they're just taking, well, kind of like we said in the review, it sounds like they're taking everything that was good about the first one.
Yeah.
And they kind of listened and they made it larger.
Yeah.
Now, I've been staying away because I know it already came out in Japan.
Yes.
So I've been trying to kind of like stay away from any of the reviews and the previews and stuff like that, just to kind of see it when you play it.
Yeah.
So we can experience it for the first time together. Because I think sometimes that takes away from the game a little bit when they release it in Japan, and then you've kind of seen the whole game before you even get a chance to play it.
That's true.
So, yeah, so that is Dragon Quest Builders 2. Dragon Quest Builders 2 will be available for the Switch in the US on July 12th.
All right, next up, we have your favorite coming up. I know you're excited, and I know a lot of people out here are excited for it. Is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 resurrects the Ultimate Alliance franchise after almost 10 years and brings it exclusively to the Nintendo Switch. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 brings back the top-down isometric action gameplay of Part 1 and 2, while introducing new RPG elements, new characters, new costumes, and post-game content like the Infinity Trials.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 also features an entirely new story written by longtime Marvel writer and editor Mark Sumerak, in which Thanos and his Black Order threaten the galaxy in their attempt to gather the Infinity Stones.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 features the largest roster of any Ultimate Alliance game, and Team Ninja have promised story packs coming later featuring even more characters. The Marvel Knights, X-Men, and Fantastic Four story packs don't have release dates yet, but they will add more content to the game, and the developers have hinted at even more content in the future, with new characters, new costumes, and more story being added as promised.
In May, Game Informer did a month-long reveal with tons of new information about the game, and at E3 there was even more info revealed, but there's still a few things that we don't know about the game. We've been doing our own coverage of the game, and you can look forward to gameplay videos here on Our Fantasy Life once the game releases on July 19th, 2019. All right, so why do we like this game?
It's going to be a whole separate video. Dozens of reasons. Well, I guess the biggest one is that I liked the Marvel Ultimate Alliance franchise.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like the last time I played a Marvel Ultimate Alliance game was like right when we had started dating. Yeah, I was
That was a
playing
while
on
ago.
PS2 or 3. I don't remember. I think it was a PS3. Yeah, it was a PS3. The most recent game I played that's kind of like Marvel Ultimate Alliance was Marvel Heroes.
Yeah.
And I put some hours into that game too. And then they just canceled it out of nowhere. So I'm glad I didn't spend a ton of money on it. But a lot of my favorites were in there. So Scarlet Witch, I was playing her. Magic, I was playing her. Psylocke, Cyclops.
Well, you kind of broke the chain there. I was going to be like, oh, it's all women.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah. Well,
and then you said Cyclops.
Well, Marvel's doing the same thing in their Future Fight game. They tend to make the female characters a little stronger. I think they're trying to encourage people to play them.
Yeah.
So they just happen to be some of the best characters in the game.
Hell yeah. So when we went to go demo it, I demoed Captain Marvel, and she was amazing.
She looks really cool.
Yeah.
Like, she was fun to watch. And then I'm hearing some good reviews about Storm. A lot of people said Storm was really good. A lot of people hoping that Jessica Jones is in the game. So we'll see about that. But yeah, so Marvel Heroes being canceled, them not having a Marvel Ultimate Alliance game for a while. I'm really excited for this one. I'm really excited that it's coming to the Switch because I think it's the perfect platform for it. Because the Infinity Trials and stuff seem like they're really drop in, drop out.
Yeah.
So you can just take your Switch with you, get a game in real quick. I love that it's coming to Switch. Now, I know there's been some controversy over that. A lot of people want it to go multi-platform.
Yeah.
But Nintendo paid for it.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are they going to put it on PS4 and Xbox when they paid for the development and they bought I guess they bought the rights to the franchise or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There's going to be a ton of replayability. I'm looking forward to streaming it because I've been trying to get this streaming thing going for a while now.
Yeah.
And a lot of the games that I want to stream are like, 10, 15 years old.
Yeah.
So this is a modern game that's launching right now that we can maybe stream a little bit together. So yeah, I think it's going to be good.
Well, I think you're going to be streaming that. I'm not going to see you for like the entire month. So you're going to be doing that one. I'm going to have to start up my own streaming channel, and I'm going to have to do Dragon Quest Builders.
There you go. All right. So 2 of our July games are going to be our streaming start.
There we go.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. So next up we have Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Fire Emblem Three Houses is a tactical turn-based RPG that looks like it's going to redefine the tactical genre for a new generation of gamers. One major change is that battalions of troops follow units into battle, providing them with support.
Taking on the role of Byleth, the player is recruited to teach at a military academy. Players can choose from 3 houses, like in the title, the Black Eagles, the Blue Lions, and the Golden Deer, and take on the role of a professor who must train officer cadets in the ways of battle. You must help your students with both their academic and their military lives, bonding with students, gaining intel, and truly taking on the role of a military professor. Also new to the series, by guiding your students, you can influence their class and skills with 14 classes revealed so far.
Fire Emblem Three Houses looks like it's going to be a truly massive game, and the true die-hard fans can pick up the Seasons of Warfare edition, which adds a steelbook case, art book, soundtrack CD, and a 2020 calendar. Fire Emblem Three Houses launches exclusively for the Nintendo Switch on July 26th.
So Fire Emblem, why do we like Fire Emblem?
So I think we're fans of Fire Emblem since Awakening. We played a lot of Awakening, and that was my favorite Fire Emblem game so far.
Yeah, I liked it. Now, I didn't play as many hours as you did. I liked the time that I spent with it, but I just, other games came out. I think by the time I had gotten around to it, Breath of the Wild had come out, so I wanted to play that. And but you did everything. You did all the relationships and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I do a lot of research before I do it. And I know a lot of people frown on that, and they're like, well, just play the game all the way normally, how it should be. Yeah. But I like getting the most out of it. That I can out of games first. So I wanted to make sure I got all the children, all the best pairing options, because there are so many options on what you can do with all of your characters.
Yeah, and especially for JRPGs, I kind of, so like for action games and stuff like that, I agree with most people where they say, don't read the strategy guide, just play through it, experience it. You know, The Last of Us, we did that. We just sat and played it. Yeah. And then we went back with a strategy guide. But for JRPGs, there's just so much stuff that you can miss. Yeah. And there's so many little pairings and stuff like that. Like, I didn't even know about the pairing and the children's system and that they each had very specific classes. Yeah. So I feel like for JRPGs, they're kind of designed around getting the strategy guide and playing it with the guide in hand. Yeah. Where Western games, it seems like they're more designed to be sat and played, and then you kind of go back with the strategy guide, like Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. You know why I think we like these types of games so much, and why we're excited for this one is it kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy Tactics a bit.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, same kind of strategy-based gameplay, but yeah, it does remind me a little bit of the kind of that itch that Tactics has, you know what I mean? That, like, really strategy, really kind of putting your characters together, making that best team. Yeah, I really wish they would just come out with another Final Fantasy Tactics games.
I know,
because we keep having to find these games to replace it, as opposed to just give us another one. Yeah. Fire Emblem Three Houses launches July 26th. Definitely one at the top of our list.
All right, so last one we have here, Wolfenstein Youngblood.
I want to say save the best for last, but Marvel Ultimate Alliance is pretty good too. There's no.
What about Dragon Quest Builders?
Dragon Quest Builders is really good too.
What about Fire Emblem?
This is a good month.
This is a very good month.
Because Super Mario Maker launches today. Yes. Bloodstained launched a couple of days ago when this video goes live. Yeah, this is a really good couple of months. Yeah. Summertime, man. Summertime is now Switch blockbuster season.
There we go.
Yeah, so Wolfenstein Youngblood. So set in the year 1980, 19 years after the events of Wolfenstein 2, Wolfenstein Youngblood is the first co-op entry in the modern Wolfenstein franchise.
The story centers around Jess and Soph Blazkowicz, BJ Blazkowicz's twin daughters. BJ has disappeared after a mission into Nazi-occupied Paris, and his daughters must work together to find him while also putting a stop to the Nazi occupation.
Wolfenstein Youngblood is being co-developed by Arcane, the studio behind the Dishonored series, so players can expect fast-paced action along with the pulse-pounding FPS gameplay that Machine Games is known for. Interestingly, the Nintendo Switch version of Wolfenstein Youngblood is launching the same day as the other versions. The deluxe edition of the game includes a buddy pass, which lets a friend play for free, and the cyborg skin. Wolfenstein Youngblood drops July 26th.
All right, so why do we like this one?
Well, Wolfenstein Youngblood, it almost feels like a game that should have been a DLC.
Yeah.
But they just expanded it into its own kind of game, which is weird because they did the same thing for Dishonored, where they had Dishonored, Dishonored 2, and then Dishonored 2 Death of the Outsider, which almost felt like a DLC for Dishonored 2, but they just expanded it in. So this is kind of a thing lately. But from what I've seen of it, a couple of reasons I'm excited for it. One is... the little cutscenes that I've seen on Steam and on YouTube of his daughters, they seem like super cool characters.
Nice.
They bicker with each other. They swear up a storm. They are definitely ready to kill some Nazis. So like, they seem like they're just taking it to the next level. Because with Wolfenstein and Wolfenstein 2, this new kind of reimagined BJ was like more introspective. He wasn't like the pulse pounding action hero type. He was more thoughtful kind of.
Yeah.
So his daughters seemed like they were just like, all right, let's cut the reins loose, and like now these are more like the action heroes that I want to see.
Yeah.
So that's one reason. It seems like they've really gone all in on the Switch version because it's launching at the same time as all the other versions.
Right.
So it seems like it's not like, oh, we developed it for the real platforms and now we're going to port it to the Switch.
Right.
It seems like they are going to put some effort into making it run well on the Switch.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Had you had a chance to take a look at any of the trailers or anything? Or?
A couple of them, yeah. So I don't have any idea what's going on because I haven't played any of the other Wolfenstein ones, except for watching the ones that you played. So,
yeah. So interestingly, you want to tell that story about the Xbox?
Yeah. So we got an Xbox. We got it because it's a purple color.
We're still Switch mains. We are always Switch mains. But yeah, we got a purple Xbox.
Yeah. So I haven't had an Xbox since, probably like 20 years ago or something like that.
The first because the
very
Xbox,
the very first
we
Xbox.
skipped the 360, we skipped the one until just now, so quite a while ago,
Yeah, a long time ago. So anyway, so we got this one because it was pretty purple. It was a gradient purple one.
The controller is beautiful.
The controller is really pretty, yeah. So anyway, so we have the season pass thing for it?
Game Pass.
The Game Pass.
Game Pass Ultimate, I think it's called. Yeah.
So we've been trying out a lot of games on that, and Demian over here has been playing a lot of Wolfenstein 2.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what was going on, especially in the beginning with him being in the wheelchair and everything. I was like, wait, this is how it starts?
Yeah.
And so you kind of explained like a lot of what happened in the first one, and then I've been watching you play a little bit every day on the second one.
So that is something we should sort of explain to the audience. So Wolfenstein Youngblood, Wolfenstein 2 is one of the few games. So normally with sequels, you don't really have to have played the first one to just jump into the second. Wolfenstein is very different. It's almost like The Last of Us 2 when it comes out. Like you have to have played the first one or you will have no idea what's going on, who any of the characters are, what the storyline is, what the setting is. They don't explain any of that. It just drops you into it, assuming that you played the first one. My guess is that Wolfenstein Youngblood is going to be very much the same.
Yeah, probably.
Because you won't even know who BJ is or why he's so important if you haven't played 1 or 2. So it is a very narrative-driven game for being a first-person shooter. So I recommend, if you're thinking about picking up Youngblood, Wolfenstein 2 is actually available on the Switch. So you might want to play through that one, and you might even want to track down a copy of Wolfenstein 1, this new kind of modern take on the franchise.
And for those of you who haven't played it, get prepared for a lot of swearing.
Yeah, a lot of swearing and a lot of gore. It is an M for mature game for sure. So yeah, I'm excited about Youngblood. I will probably pick it up on the Switch.
I bet you will, yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of first-person shooters coming from the PC,
Yeah.
but I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to first-person shooters with controller. I'm slowly easing myself into it. So.
All right, so out of these 5, which one, I think I already know the answer to this, but which one is your favorite that you're looking forward to?
Skulls of the Shogun.
Oh, I knew it.
No, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, 100%. Yeah. I thought so. I am anxious for this game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm waiting for it. Like,
I know.
I haven't, well, the only other game I think I've had that feeling about is Shadowbringers. So, yeah, so that's probably my favorite one. What about you?
Definitely Builders.
Yeah.
So Dragon Quest Builders.
This is a good month for us.
Yeah, definitely. So I picked up the first Dragon Quest when we were in Japan, actually, and I was playing it the whole plane ride home, and I just love that game. Yeah. It's an amazing game.
You like the building games. Because
I actually didn't think I was going to, because I've never played Minecraft. So a lot of people refer it to and compare it to Minecraft a lot.
Yeah.
So I didn't think I was going to like
Well,
it.
I remember when we were playing Fallout 4, your favorite part of the game was like the base building and stuff.
Yeah. Which a lot of people hate.
And you liked the Sims also.
Yes.
Yeah, so that kind of crafting and building
Okay, so I
part.
do like the building parts
Yeah.
of it. Yeah, but I loved building up the settlements in Fallout.
Yeah.
Especially now that you introduced me all to the mods and everything. So I love mods.
Just think another 1,000 hours into it just with the mods.
It's a whole different game with mods.
Right on. Well, guys, that has been our July releases top 5. Which game are you most excited about coming out in July? Or did we miss one that's really exciting? Let us know down in the comments. And hey, while you're here, if you liked what you saw, hit that like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Hit that notify bell so that you know when our release videos go live. But until next time, I have been Damien.
And Tracy.
And this has been our Fantasy Life. And we will see you next time. Take care.
Bye.
Here comes our theme music.
So next up, we have Fire Emblem